right this minute? Are you really?
Yes, sit down.
Okay,
You're
okay.
an idiot. Okay, so this week we watched episode 5, the Battle Bowl, and one thing I want to address is that everybody keeps going on my Twitter and stuff, and they're like, where's Sarah's mom? Does she not talk to her mom? Why is her dad always there? For one, my mom watches all the episodes. I talk to her like every single day through phone or text. And just because my mom doesn't like being on the camera all the time, like my dad, like she has a job, she has a house, she has pets, she has responsibilities. Like my dad doesn't have shit to do. He just sits here all day.
Oh shit, I'm going to
No
work right
job,
now. I'm going to work right
no
now.
nothing, whatever. That's why he's always here. But my mom is here, so she's gonna say hi at least. Hi, mommy's here.
Hi. Okay.
See? She's here. So I don't hate my mom. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the show.
What's that supposed to
We're
mean?
BFFs.
Yes, we're BFFs. I like her more than him. It's just he's always here and stuck with me.
Alright.
Okay, bye.
Tell that lie.
Okay. So the episode starts off with Nancy and Camilla's little thing, and it's really funny because Valentina is explaining it dead on. Like Camilla's being strategic. She lost all of her alliances already, well, except for at least her half alliance. So Camilla is having this little relationship thing, I believe, strategy-wise, which is really smart because Nancy's feeding into it. Nancy is doing it more on a emotional sex type whatever, and because you know she was with Stephanie on her season, and then she was also with Osan or whatever his name was, Alicia's friend. So yeah, I think Nancy's in it for one reason, Camilla's in it for another. The challenge was hang on to your man, stage 5 clingers, and it was extremely hard. For one, we just did the unbelievable challenge, so I was sore, like obviously I had to go up against Meghan and Alicia. And one thing I didn't address last week, which was pretty funny, Elise kept saying that the matchups were not fair, that her matchup wasn't fair. Her and Camilla wasn't fair because Camilla's a lot bigger. For one, Elise has more weight on her, you know, Camilla's a little taller. And I'm like, how does that even make sense? I went up against Meghan and Alicia. And Elisa's like, no, but you and them, you have the same body type. And she was like, you have the same body type as Alicia. Which makes no sense, Elise. Like, my body type is not the same as Alicia. She's a foot taller. However many pounds heavier, like, we don't have the same body. Elise and Camilla were more of a better matchup than me and Meghan and me and Alicia. That being said, we're going back to this episode. Don't put in your say yet. We're not talking about that yet. So, okay, so we're hanging on to the guy and stuff, and I ended up getting the tallest guy. If you look at guy number 4, Janelle had him. I'm not saying this is why Janelle won, but I think it is why Elise won. That guy was cheating. It's the guy that I wanted in the first place. He was the short black guy, and he would hold up like this, but then he was leaning back. So when the guy's leaning back and you're the girl and you're sitting on him, you're not really using your body strength to hold yourself up. You're kind of like leaning on him. So it makes it a million... Gravity. It makes it a million times easier. So I really wanted that guy, and like my guy, like when I would go to adjust, for one, his head was hitting the bar, he was really tall. My head was hitting the bar, and I would tell him to lean back for a split second so I could like adjust myself, which made it a million times easier to hold myself up. And of course he was getting yelled at, stand up, number 5, or whatever number he was. I believe he was number 5.
What number was you?
We aren't numbers, I'm Sarah. The guys were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. So, he was, of course, oiled up and stuff, and Alicia was like, oh, my guy's a bitch, and I feel bad for you, Sarah, you have to go with him, and he's complaining, and da-da-da, and all this other stuff. But yeah, like, he did not complain once. Like, he was happy to have me on him. He was, like, being nice to me, like, oh, hold on longer. Like, he was like, don't let go, let me let you readjust. Like, he was being really cool, like... Of course, Alicia, like, he's going to complain. Like, she had all her body weight, like, on the back of his neck, and his head was, like, being pulled down for a long time. I know you don't see it very long, but at least a minute, she was, like, holding on to him by his head and his neck. Of course, that's going to hurt.
I agree.
So it's really funny later on, Camilla's like, oh, I'm just a really loyal person and all this other stuff. But, like, how are you loyal, Camilla? Because, like, you and Elise got in this little... spat, I guess you would say, and you're throwing her Chanel bag in the pool, you hit her in the face. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's loyal. Don't be cheating off my notes because you didn't write any notes. He broke the Hello Kitty pin and he messed up his notes, so he wants to look at my notes and cheat.
Whatever.
Okay, at this point, Elise is saying that she does not have an alliance with the red team whatsoever, that she's Team Gold. And it's really strange watching this to me because at this point, I've actually became pretty close with Elise. I was the one that convinced Elise to stay in the house and not to quit. And also that, you know, if she comes back to the red team... What?
My glasses are broke. The ones you stepped on.
Okay. I was telling her to come back to the red team. They'll forgive her if she tries hard and stuff like that. So at this point, I've talked to her a lot, and I believe we became pretty close and stuff. So it's kind of weird to always keep seeing her say, like, I don't have an alliance with the red team, this, and this, because me and Shelly hang out with Elise a good bit at this point, and even more later on.
I did have a question about your leg in the football challenge.
Wait, football's now.
I don't need notes, see?
Don't rush ahead.
You need notes.
Yes, so football was interesting. Meghan kept like pretty much coming up on my side. You didn't really see this, but one of their people on the gold team had to sit out, and then they got to come in later on, whatever. So they had like a fresh person halfway through the game. And Meghan kept like basically coming up to me. And it's funny because these girls kept tackling me. I didn't have the ball for one. And secondly, you're supposed to grab the flag, not just tackle girls. You know, I'm sitting here. I was the person, I don't know what position this is. Offensive lineman? No. I was like the one in the middle who threw the ball back to Rocky. Center. Okay, center. And then Rocky ran and did
Thanks,
whatever.
Mom.
And we could use you more often.
Don't hide.
So I was sitting there like blocking all the girls, and Meghan, of course, like, and at one point Meghan runs up. I don't have the ball. I'm not anywhere close to the ball. She runs at least 10 feet towards me, charges me, and knees me like directly into the leg. Like, it was like having a Charlie horse. You know if somebody punches you in the leg, how bad it hurts? So imagine like Meghan kneeing me in the leg.
And then what did she say?
Wait, and then the next play,
Right.
I got tackled and I got hit in the same spot, which is why I couldn't get up. And I wasn't crying. I was like, oh my God, my leg. I didn't know if I could stand up. They had the medic come and everything. Like, I couldn't move. And then Meghan has the nerve to say, Sarah, why is Sarah always complaining?
Well, let me ask you. I mean, you had a Charlie horse, right? And it went away.
After a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I actually had a quadricep contusion later on, and my leg ended up hurting for 6
I
weeks.
was wondering last time during the unbelievable shit.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dad doesn't know nothing about weave because
But I mean,
he's got real hair.
my shit's real.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm talking about she's standing on your back and then
Yes.
puts her tiny little butt on your head
Her tiny
and
butt.
holds you down. And, but then she goes to the
And she elbowed me in the
ambulance. And the ambulance shows up for her. Now who has
Yeah.
the back problem?
Yeah.
You or her?
And she said she was dying.
Oh.
And that she was in pain and all this other stuff.
Get well soon, Meghan. I'm sorry.
And even on like
Sarah,
Cabo
don't be so
season,
mean.
her nickname was Mizzarella because she complains a lot. Like, Meghan complains more than anybody I've ever met. She complained with the producers. She complained on set. She complained a lot. Like, I don't hate Meghan. Me and Meghan have like a mutual understanding with one another. Like, we don't like each other, but we like each other. It's like really weird. But for her to keep saying like Sarah's weak, she's this, she's complaining, whatever.
Oh, when she's standing
Meghan
by the-
complains more than anybody I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah, but when she was standing on your back
Right.
pulling that rope, she pulled a muscle in her back.
Right, she pulled a muscle from standing on my back and pulling the rope.
You
And
should
yet-
not have done that to her.
Right, I should have. And I shouldn't have let her butt sit on my head. It probably, the
She's
pain from my
taking-
head up her butt hurt her back.
She's taking a break. She needed a break. Calm down. You still won. I mean, what the hell?
Yes, I love you, Meghan. You're my BFF. After we win, we get to go to the club, and my leg was hurting. I wore my sneakers that night. The same sneakers that I wore on the Baggers Club 11 reunion. Dad, they have to cut out music because it's
Oh, yeah.
whatever
that's right.
reasons. YouTube will delete our video.
Okay.
So yeah, I wore sneakers to the club. We had fun, dancing,
I wasn't
whatever.
playing
Me and
AC
Rocky,
music.
both our legs were hurting, so we were like using each other as a crutch. And come home, Alicia and Camilla are up, no questions asked. Alicia is going home. I voted Alicia to go home. I'm happy Alicia went home. And yeah, that's really about it. Kiko made it for the end of the video.
Yeah, he's back assward though.
Keep back assword.
Ass back.
Oh, so a little secret. We are shooting our reunion later this week, so I will not be able to do my video on Tuesday for episode 6. I will do the video on Wednesday, but